Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. A mud-soaked Zach Parker joins me here at Tanks a Lot in Brackley. By the time I put this out, people would have seen the videos. It's a bit of a different media day, but it's good fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. Obviously, been driving some tanks about, got muddy, going through some ponds, but yeah, been good fun, and big thanks to Frank Warren for doing this good promotion behind me.
Standard Monday afternoon. Let's take it back 8 or 9 weeks or so. Vaughan Alexander had never been stopped. Previously went the distance with Bektemir Melakusiev, who was going to fight Sergey Kovalev. Had Montel Griffin in his corner, and he done him in 2 rounds. Not a bad night's work.
That's it. It came with full ambition to win, but it was a good performance by me, and it was good to get him out there on my first Frank Warren show, and obviously on BT as well.
Yeah, because you could have gone along doing your stuff quietly and you'd still be in the same position with the WBO. Did you feel like because it was your Frank Warren debut, you had to make a bit of noise?
No, obviously I want to make noise in every fight, and it was good to get him out there. But obviously no one's ever stopped him. He's been in there with some good opponents, and for me to do that, it's like I'm over the moon with it, and especially that I was on the new TV network and promotion. It's good to get him out there.
And obviously you showed the fans a little bit more about yourself. But what did you learn, albeit 5 minutes in the ring? What did you learn in that fight?
Yeah, obviously it was the first time fighting without no fans there. It's a bit of a weird one, but you just got to go with it. And obviously now the fans are coming back into the crowds. I'm looking forward to seeing them there.
Yeah, I do want to quickly brush over that because it can be dull at times, and I think it's made a few dull fights perhaps not liven up a little bit when you don't have that crowd push. It is the end of it now, but a weird experience, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Obviously, a bit quiet and that, but obviously now fans getting back, I'm just buzzing to be back out there with them. Went to the Heaney and Dubois card last week, and it was amazing to see him back, and can't wait to be in front of them again. And
July 10th is when you'll be back out in front of them. Let's just talk the juicy stuff, right? I've heard some people have turned the fight down July the 10th, so do you want to just reel some names off for me, Zach?
There's a couple of opponents there. Bersak, Stefan Hertel is German. Yeah, but it looked like they don't want any part of me. But I've got dynamite in both hands. So yeah, obviously don't want any part of me.
Yeah. So for July 10th, you haven't got an opponent yet, but you are looking at someone. I mean, you mentioned Max Bersak. Fought right at the top. He was going to fight Billy Joe at one point. People over here might have heard of him before. You are going to be looking for a fringe world level sort of guy. No messing about. You've got good wins behind your back. We know what you want in the next year, 18 months. You've got to fight really a fringe world level guy.
Yeah, I'm number 1 in the world now, so I've got to be fighting these top guys, and obviously they're going to be coming to take my head off, and I've got to be on like perform well. And I can't wait to just be out there again. Obviously, I've had big inactivity last couple of years, but now with Frank and that, I'm pushing to be busy and don't want to wait around for no one.
The last couple of times I've interviewed you, it's all been about Billy Joe being in your sights. Of course, he did lose his WBO world title. I'm going to talk about Canelo and what might lie ahead for you in a bit, but I do want to brush over that fight. Just your general thoughts on. We'll talk about the controversy and stuff surrounding the 8th and whatever in a bit. But for the 8th round you saw of Billy and Canelo in the ring, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a good fight, to be fair. I think Billy did himself proud over obviously going over to Texas. He was in the lines then, and obviously against one of the best pound for pound. And I think he did well. I had Canelo coming on strong towards the end of the fight. I think I had like 2 rounds up. So yeah, but I thought he did well and did himself proud.
And then it does come with a bit of controversy as well. A few comments made by fighters, people, fans, managers, whatever. Not uncommon in boxing, as we know. Do you sympathise at all with Billy? Look, we could see quite clearly the injury, but do you sympathise with him at all?
Well, everyone knows their own body. Like if he's hurt his eye, like if he's broke his eye socket, he's going to know his own body. He can't. Everyone else can all talk, but they ain't in there fighting, are they? It's already a hard game for boxers to be in there. So if he's damaged his eye, you don't want to be going blind. You know what I mean? So he's got a life after boxing. So he did what's best for him.
And when you watch that fight, I can imagine you've been watching and studying. Well, you've told me you've been watching and studying Billy at the same time over the years. Have you been doing that with Canelo? Like I said, it's only recently now that he's man in your sights because you've got that WBO ranking, but do you watch him as a fan or do you look at Canelo and try and pick little bits here and there?
Yeah, obviously I've watched him as a fan over the years, but now he's in my sights, and I've got to put that to one side. I want to fight with him, and that's what we're aiming for. Obviously, he's got a lot going for him. He wants to go for Celeb Planet to be undisputed, but I'm hot on his tail. Number one WBO, and it won't be long until I'm in there for the world title.
Yeah, we know Canelo's sort of that entity, almost that Floyd-like entity, where he can almost do what he wants. Pretty much, he's gonna get the Caleb Plant fight, and are you just going to have to sort of sit back and wait your turn? As frustrating as that sounds, I mean, you'll keep building and learning, but you're just going to have to suck it up for the fact that, look, Canelo does pretty much what he wants. He might even go to light heavy and come back down. But, yeah, you might just have to sit there and wait your turn. Yeah,
obviously he wants to be undisputed, but I ain't going to just wait around for people. I want to keep learning. And if I was them, I'd want to face me now while I'm still ain't had the fights what I've had. I'm only getting better with every fight, and yeah, I'm going to be a different animal when I do fight him.
If you look at your sort of resume, obviously Canelo's resume is just unrivaled. It's off the charts, Canelo's resume. But if you look at yours, and let's say Canelo is potentially a year, 18 months away, do you feel like the guys you fought so far, progression-wise, is enough to fight Canelo, or do you need another couple?
Yeah, obviously I want to have a couple more for myself, but I know my own ability, and I know if I fight these top fighters, I'm going to cause them so many problems, and I just need my chance to go in with them. I'm waiting around for them, so we'll just have to see.
Well, WBO number 2 is Danny Jacobs. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah, why not? I'd go over New York and Madison Square Garden to fight him. We'll just have to see how it goes. I think I've heard him going up to light heavy, but if he wants to fight me for when he gets Canelo, why not?
Right, just picking this back up. Yeah, going back to so Canelo, I mentioned were you watching him and sort of trying to pick things up. Let's take the last 2 fights. We'll count Yildirim out. Let's take Callum Smith and let's take Billy Joe. What did you actually pick up specifically from those fights, Zach?
Yeah, obviously he did well in both of them fights, but they ain't facing Zach Parker. I've got a different style than anyone in the super middleweight division. Switch hitter, and I can bang with both hands, and that's what I plan to do. I can go forward on him and show how big I am compared to him. He's a natural middleweight. I'm a natural, pretty much light heavy. So yeah, I've seen loads of holes what I can pick up on, and I'll exploit them when I do fight him if I do.
And it seems like a few people, and I think I can count Billy Joe out of this, but there's a few fighters in the past that have gone over and sort of been in awe of Canelo. It's like the Canelo show, stadium, fireworks, massive entrance. Yeah. And it's almost like honoured a little bit to be there. Have you got to sort of give him no respect? Look, pound for pound, number one, we get it. Have you got to go over there and just be a bit like, fuck off? It's not just about, this ain't the Canelo show I'm here to do. Do you know what I mean? Not really be in awe of the man.
Yeah, that's it. I've been waiting all my life for this, like, to be in these massive fights for boxing for world titles. It ain't about him. This is about me. I want to be winning. I don't want to be over there and be like, oh, I'm your fan. No, I'm fighting. I want to bring it to him, and I feel like Billy Joe did that, and he didn't give a fuck, and that's what I've got to do.
And you talk about the size. Obviously, there's a lot of guys who've been in that perhaps you've been drained a touch at the weight, or are, like you said, a few natural middleweights as well. Are you going to get in there when you do get the chance to Canelo and push him back, not stand there and act like a heavy bag, not try and box him? You're going to push him back and you're going to force it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to fight my fight. I ain't going to fight what he wants to do. If I want to go and punch with him, I'll do it when I want to, not when he wants to. That's what Callum Smith did wrong. He was standing there for too long. And I know my game plan, and I'll bring it into plan when I do boxing.
So you talk about different styles, yeah. I think we've had southpaws, orthodoxies, boxers, punchers, but I know you mentioned that you're perhaps a combination of a few of them as well.
Yeah, that's it. I can switch it, and obviously I can punch with both hands. You've seen it in my past fights. I'm just waiting for my time. When I get my chance, I'm going to take it with both hands.
And until then, I wouldn't mind seeing a few domestic dust-ups. We ain't short of names. I'm sure there's a few people that have been mentioned alongside yourself.
Yeah, obviously there's quite a few good fights out there for the British fans. Eubank, Rocky Fielding, John Ryder. I'd take any of them, and I'd knock any of them out. I just can't wait for my chance. That's all I'm waiting for, a chance. And now I'm with Frank Warren, BT, and obviously all my team behind me, Neil, BCB. I just can't wait for it.
Does it make fights like John Ryder, fights like Rocky Fielding, or he's not with Matchroom at the moment, technically, I suppose, but does it make fights with people like John Ryder, guys who were on Sky and will now be fighting exclusively on their platform on DAZN? Does it make fights like that hard, or?
I don't think so. I'm with one of the best promoters in the world, and if that's a fight to be made, he can make it. Frank can. So yeah, I don't see any differences like getting made. So if we can make it, we can make it.
And do you see yourself ahead of perhaps someone like Lerone Richards? Because I noticed the names you mentioned. Obviously, you just won the European title. Do you see yourself ahead of a man like Lerone?
Yeah, 100%. I'm ranked number one in the world. These people behind me at the minute. I've been in that position.
So they should be chasing you then.
Yeah, they're the ones to chase me. I'm hot on Canelo's tail, and they're hot on my tail. So I just got to be ready for whatever comes. And obviously, I'm aiming for a world title, and hopefully that's what's going to get made.
We'll look forward to it. Zach, thank you for speaking to IFL TV at one of the most different media days you've ever had, and probably the most badass background of all time as well, just a few rifles and that. And yeah, July the 10th, why should the fans tune in?
Yeah, if you like exciting fights and like knockouts, just tune in and watch Zach Parker.